March 12th, 2020 Planning Board meeting. First item on the agenda is a conceptual review from Michael and Tammy Pelletier for property on Concord Stage Road, tax map 201, lot 43.2. And I don't see him. Seeing nothing. Next item on the agenda is a stone wall removal request from Jeremy.
Lamont.
Yes. For property located on Sawyer Road, tax map 407, lot 181. Come up to the podium, please, sir. You already have a variance, I assume, for building on a private road?
I do.
I have it right here.
You have more than one?
Which lot is that?
So I start past.
181.
Is that the one right at the beginning?
Nope, almost at the end.
Almost all the way down to?
Is this the
Lisa
same,
Barrington's?
is this
Next
for
door.
this applicant, or is
I
this
wasn't
This
sure.
is his driveway for snow.
for a single lot?
Come
This is
before
not
the board,
multiple
so-
driveway
No,
application
no,
for
this
multiple
is-
lots?
This is to remove a stone wall.
Oh, this, that one. No,
Yeah.
it's not. Is this
No,
one?
it's not the,
No, this
not
is-
the other one.
No, this is to remove a stone wall. But he does have permission to build on Sawyer Road, so I just showed you what the variance was.
That one,
Did you get one, Jack?
he's down, that lot's the one down the end there, Lisa Barrington.
Where's Sawyer Road?
Been out there, we did a sidewalk out there.
No, I was.
No, he didn't go. Bruce
No,
and I went
yeah.
there.
Okay,
Neil and
I
I
know
were-
where, I know where it is now, though. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I went out on my own, because I
quick
couldn't go to the
question.
other side.
I can't read your number here. Proposing to remove how
20
many
feet.
feet of stone
Be
wall?
30 feet.
Not- okay,
It looked like
30.
20.
Up above it says 30.
Yeah, it was 20. Made it into a
Made
30.
it into a, oh, okay.
After construction, 10 feet, approximately 10 feet will be replaced.
Yeah, I'm just gonna turn it back into the driveway.
Do you have any pictures or anything?
Of the stone wall? Like a real picture? No, I don't.
The camera picture?
No.
You wanna see a map?
No, I figured out where it was by now, though.
This is a class 6 road, not town maintained.
Yeah.
That wasn't checked off.
You get the tax map there, Craig?
I got the tax map, and I got what looks like a part of a septic design.
It's because that's all she could make a copy of.
Yes,
We
but
went
I
over
don't
that
have a
last
color
time.
printer.
Right.
It wouldn't matter if it was color or not, because
Well, they've got the other printer
May I
in.
suggest you wait till Christmas?
it's a black and white plan, so the color wouldn't have done you any good.
Don't you have you have access to the printer and the zoning board? The assessing office? Isn't that printer big enough?
The
And
big, they make the big plans, yeah.
Yeah,
$5 for those.
yeah, okay.
She's trying to save the $5 to get a color printer.
He's up past what we looked at
Then
the
cost
other
her
one.
$10 to produce each one.
Take it out, go down to Walmart, get one out of your, save it out of your budget. It's under 2,500.
Take down your 3% raise.
That's not one of the ones we looked at, Neil.
Oh, we didn't look at the law, you looked at the one at the
We
beginning.
were looking down here.
Yeah, we
This one,
were looking at the one with
these
the
two.
stream.
At the
Right.
beginning.
Right,
So
then
we're
he's
gonna
up
go
here.
He's a couple
He's
lots up.
further up on the other side of the street.
Yeah, down at the end by Lisa Barrington.
So, what,
He's still crossing that culvert.
yeah, do we need
I
to look
understand.
into the maintenance agreements and stuff like that? Craig?
No, because this is first stone wall removal. We've not been asked by the selectmen to, or anybody else, to make recommendations on the road.
The ZBA has the conditions, and I just witnessed the signature on the maintenance agreement.
You did?
Yeah, and
Okay,
according
so,
to- yeah, but
according to what we passed as far as that checklist to go build on the class 6 road, so
Yeah,
he's
'cause
met,
the sign is already there.
yep, but he's met the requirements, okay.
Yep.
I know the culvert supposedly has been replaced,
Yes, from the last,
according to Benji.
Which culvert?
The one right at the beginning,
No,
right
no.
there at that fork.
This one here is,
It's just after the fork.
that one's
Yeah.
like a big one. Is that
Yeah,
the
right
one?
after the fork, that's been replaced,
That's right.
yeah. That
How
guy-
big is that? Replacement, like 36?
I think it is, I think it's a
Are
36
you
inch
asking the
culvert.
size of the pipe?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
I think it's a 36-inch culvert that they
I
put
think
in,
so,
the guy
but
put in.
remember he-
And that has been done.
Oh, yeah, because the gentleman that owned that other property
These
that
two
came in
lots.
before, those 2 lots.
Right.
And that had to be done.
Right.
And now, according to highway superintendent, it has been,
Okay,
but now he's withdrawn to go to build out there, and supposedly it's trying to sell it.
No, but the point is,
It's been
that's
done.
his issue. But
That was that guy's issue, to build on those
as far as the
lots.
town is concerned,
It's, yeah.
I spoke to Benji for the zoning board
Yep.
portion prior to, and he said he had walked the road because he had to approve the driveway permit,
Yep.
and he wasn't gonna, there were no issues with the road at that time that he would request to be
Yeah.
done.
Yeah, that guy replaced that culvert back
Unless somebody asks us to.
a while ago.
Yeah, it was a few months ago.
Yeah.
It was-
Somebody has to ask.
Before winter time.
but it was within the last 6 months or so,
That would be the
I
same.
think so.
because we looked at it last spring, I think it was.
And he came back before the Board of Selectmen. He came here, and then he came to the Board of Selectmen and said he didn't know anything about it, and I, wait a minute, I sat at the planning board meeting and was there, and he goes, oh, and then he went and did it, so,
Yeah, okay.
at some point, he went, met with Benji and they did it, so.
So
is,
Jeremy has to go to the selectmen for a Class 6 road after this?
And he has to come first for a stone wall. If it's been approved and he's met the requirements, he doesn't have to come before us. He's met the requirements on that checklist that you've got.
Yes, okay.
So
just
that,
the
just
stone wall?
send that along with the stone wall
I
stuff.
believe he's on the agenda for the 16th.
He's on the agenda for Monday.
could you just tell me where on your lot the house is going? Will you have to cross the stream to get to it, or it's going
No,
between?
do you have the whole folder right there or
No,
no?
not your house folder.
But all I want to know is whether it's between the road and the stream.
Correct.
Thank you.
Yeah, the stream runs out behind it.
Yep.
Pretty good poke. It's not right on top of it.
Yeah, the setbacks were easily met.
I'll make a motion to recommend the stone wall request to the selectmen.
I'll second it.
What was the motion?
To recommend
Stone wall.
stone wall removal
I missed
request.
the recommended part too. Jack, second discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained?
Thank you.
Thank you.
And
Now
so
you're
the
gonna
next
ask
meeting
questions.
is in regards to approval of that, or?
We'll
did
see you
guys just-
Monday night about that at the selectmen's meeting.
We just recommend to the selectmen, they have the final
They
authority.
give you the.
Okay,
They
very
could
good.
say no.
That'd be awesome.
No, that would be terrible.
We knew what you meant.
Yeah, so.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Yep, you're good.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
We're going back up to item number 1 since the gentleman showed up. Conceptual review for Michael and Tammy Pelletier, Carpenter Stage Road, map 201, lot.
Yeah, that's all I have.
Which one is the one?
Copy of what the lot was.
Did you guys get copies? Do they have
No,
copies?
We got nothing. This
You
is,
didn't, no, I asked if you had anything and you said no.
this.
That's right, I didn't, oh, that's right, you're right.
That's
I
right.
did not.
I know.
what is he gonna
Is this
do
the
with
one
this?
that came and discussed with us once
Hopefully he has,
before?
hopefully he has
On the
something,
corner by the daycare, the one with the.
hopefully he has something better.
We sold,
Yeah, that's done.
subdivided, sold
No,
off
that's all I
the building for the daycare center.
Right.
I don't think we ever came in with anything else.
I thought there was some part about
Thank you.
having to move the stone wall or something to get in there. Maybe not.
I've got a larger map too, if you want to see.
No, okay. Here we go. This is Woodbury.
Can I see that other?
Thank you. Yeah, I think at one point you came in and told us about getting a permit from the state to get a driveway permit to get in.
Well, we
there.
did, we got a curb cut.
You
That
got
was
a
a
curb cut.
requirement
Yep.
to
That
subdivide.
was it.
Bruce caught that.
That's right. Now, where are you gonna propose to come into the subdivision? Right there?
Well, right where the
almost-
curb cut is, which is directly across from the butter to the store.
On which
He's on the
side?
west side of the store, across the street.
On the uphill side of the street,
Correct,
yeah, okay.
correct.
I know which one you mean. Because I was gonna say it was the other one, it was be Tom's, but
No, it's not Tom's.
No, it's the other,
The
okay.
other,
I thought.
house on the other side. And this is very preliminary. We just, Art Siciliano put this together for me.
And you're planning to have 7 lots in there, it looks like?
Yeah, he hasn't notated the lot sizes,
Yep.
but they conform to the minimum.
Is it 10.3 acres? Is that what you got there?
Yeah.
Have you thought about, I mean, it's a field in the front, right? Lots 1 and 2 are pretty much
Right.
a field.
I thought about going into the woods.
That's what I'm thinking. Have you
And-
thought
and
about
stay out of
maybe
the
doing a
field.
cluster and leaving the field alone?
Well, I did, and I'm sure the neighborhood would like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Leave it the same.
Yeah.
Only say before
Mike?
moving all the barn.
I don't know whether I can fit that in there or not, you
Can
know?
you draw the line between the open field and the woods on this?
It's pretty much a brook, I think.
Yeah, it's,
Poplar slope.
Where's the brook?
Right,
Right there, right where the
right
road
down
comes
through
through.
here. With the steep banks there?
This is the only part of that lot that's open?
Yeah,
Yeah,
This is all wooded?
yeah.
right.
correct, yeah.
Well, if you leave the field,
It's deceiving,
Yeah.
because there's a lot more woodland than there is
I thought,
field.
yeah, I thought it was much more field than a couple acres.
I remember when they had an auction in there. and
Yeah,
they
we
used
used
it
to
for
have
parking,
when
and
the
it looks-
barn,
It looks big,
Yeah, yeah.
and they had an
Part of
old,
it's
they had the
just-
auction, and you don't,
drive it
but
by,
when you
it's
went in there, and I go,
you know,
it's not
Yeah, you
as
see
big as
right
it
across
is.
all the way
It's
through
right,
the
so you
solar
get
panel,
down in
yeah.
there.
oh, yeah.
This isn't that big. They did it, yeah, they did it with they had to put a 10 up.
Right.
State subdivision might be a little difficult with 1 acre.
The only
lots,
problem
but-
I see with going in there with, proposing 7, going in there is fitting everything in. Well, septics,
Yeah, I was gonna say, you might have an issue with DES subdivision.
Wait a second. 7, what's the acre, is this village?
yes.
What, 10, 15,000 square feet, something like that?
I believe it's 1 acre.
It goes by soil and slope.
Well, state will make you go by soils and slopes. And that, and not counting the well radius, I think it's gonna,
Yeah, if you did some combination of wells though, and put like 2 lots on a well,
Yeah, shared
yeah,
wells.
be a little creative, it might work.
you cut the wells in half. Because you put the wells on lot lines and you put 2 pumps in them, it's
How would
not,
you, yeah, put 2 pumps on,
yeah.
I mean,
That way people get their own pumps, they don't feel so bad, you know?
right.
Yep. Yeah, my house.
The
was
other
shared
option
well.
is to, you do a condominium.
Yeah, but if you do those wells like that, you don't need to, you can
Right,
put them right in the lot line, everybody can have their own pump.
right. Which makes sense.
And then you cut down the well radiuses, instead of 7 well radiuses, now you could have 3 or 4, you know?
Right.
And if you overlap more towards that wet area, then you're not,
You
losing
definitely
too
want to
much.
overlap them into the wet area.
yeah.
Put
Then you're cutting down on how much you're
27
losing.
feet from the wetland.
Right.
Oh, yeah. And the water in there right now is about 2 feet higher than it should be. Because of beavers.
Yeah.
Oh,
Eventually, the state's gonna come in and they're gonna put a kibosh to that. They've already been in once to take it down, to
Yeah, I saw
remove.
I saw the, all the wood.
There's someone that lives in my house that's not in favor of that.
Because it looks like that whole
I've
back
done that for
line is
fishing game.
up against wetland,
Yeah.
right?
Until it affects them.
Minimum lot
A lot of people
size
complain.
is a set
Yeah, well, the
forward
culverts,
by
it's getting up in
water
the
Well,
culvert.
the
soil
other thing is
pollution
that
control
people
plus
don't realize is
10,000.
when they plug it up like that, it starts to flood.
Yeah.
There's a disease that goes with it. It actually gets into their
hell does that
well,
mean?
and it will
In
turn
terms
of
around, and it
actual
will
area?
pollute their well,
based
their
on
whole
soil.
house.
Right.
And,
Sizing by soil
They
type.
get the
Soil
septic
slope.
system,
So he
and
only
flood the
needs to
septic
do it on
system
half
out,
an
because
acre.
they just don't touch the groundwater.
No, I mean, if he met
State
all,
will
depends
come
on
in
the soil
and take
type.
care
It
of
depends on
it.
the soil type.
assuming it
Game
was
will
the
do it in
greatest
the
soil
state,
type in the
yeah.
world.
It's not.
33,000, I think it is.
It's fairly flat in
is it?
there, but
It's not a cistern.
The
is
biggest thing is to get rid of the beavers.
it? In the middle of the driveway?
What's it,
Right.
You could
I-
take the dam out.
Mike, what's that in the middle of the road, right in front of lot 3 and 5?
In front of 3 and 5,
Almost looks
what's
like a
that, what's
topo
that
line.
little bump there?
Yeah,
I don't know, I think it's a hill or
It might be a soil
or a
type.
UFO or something.
Looks
I'm
like a
not sure.
topo line, Craig.
oh, maybe. Is
A
it,
hump,
is it that flat back there?
that's what I'm
It's pretty
thinking.
flat back there.
Something to that.
Rolls a little bit.
Well, then the next question is, where's the other side of the flood zone?
Art was supposed to take care of that for me. He hasn't. Well, he's in California right now. I did pull up a map, but it's probably, I don't know how accurate it is.
I see flood zone limit up against that lot, 3 lot
Yeah, I see
line.
one side of it. I'm looking at the plan to subdivide out
I don't
there.
have the, I know Tom Carr was in there about 3 or 4 years ago. I just pulled this offline.
That should remember, could remember it off the top of his head. He lived just down the street.
Where in the world are we?
He's kind of in a half-retirement.
Where in the world does this make sense to anybody else right now?
It's a FEMA map.
No, this is the one from, yeah.
So this is,
Yeah, that's off the thing.
I see.
No, it's not.
That's all.
Here. Where's the flood zone?
Look for Woodbury Road on here, I don't see it.
Yeah, it doesn't show it on this. It's like
I think
outside of-
Woodbury,
This
I think this is Woodbury.
Yeah, this is Woodbury.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the
Yeah, it's
corner.
very
right
short.
here.
You can see where the old office
Intersection's
building.
cut
Okay,
off.
the intersection's right
Here-
there at the,
Here's the,
Yeah, you can't see it. It's
Okay.
just in the
this is
corner.
the building that they sold.
yeah.
The office in the parking lot. Right
Yeah, so it's kinda like
right
this,
there.
this line
Yeah.
here is like here.
This doesn't match what we have in our plan.
No,
Either way, we'd need the flood zone, both sides of it, obviously. If there, unless the whole thing's in the flood zone, then you'd be in trouble.
but you can see on here where the field line is, Neil. As
Yep.
opposed to
Yep.
woods, yeah.
Maybe lot 1 and 2 would require the flood certificate?
Well, it'd be nice if that, he could do a cluster and leave the field alone.
Yeah.
Well, if you
Oh, I
look,
see, yeah, that's the truth.
Yeah,
if you look at the.
Oh, that'd be my preference.
and it'd also save you moving all that
You could put the
barn
cistern
material.
down.
Well, that's gonna go away at some point here.
It's too
And
bad
the
to see
cistern
some
could
of
help
that.
out the rest of the
I
road.
know. I hated to take that barn down, but I couldn't work on it. After I had purchased it, it was just, he let it go too far.
Sell some off some of the beams and stuff.
Yeah, I got rid of some of it, but a lot of it's just been sitting there for,
Yeah, the cupola.
tarps wear out.
I see the cupola starting to go. Starts to lean a little bit, whether
So-
it's the ground.
What's your question? Why are you here?
Why, I'm here to throw, to put this in front of you, to get comments back on you,
Conceptual view.
to see if I wanna move forward and which
My
direction
concern
I'm
would
gonna
be
go
flood
in.
zone, because the plan where you show the daycare coming out only shows one flood zone in the line, so I would assume the whole property's in flood zone. That map that Art gave us, or it should have another side of it.
Yeah.
With only being one side, I would assume.
Only seeing
once-
one side,
One 1 and 2 are out of it, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 are all in the flood zone.
or vice versa, you know.
Well, I don't think, yeah.
Yeah, but one and two are
I don't
higher.
think this isn't from
Yeah.
FEMA. This is from, yeah, something. It's not the FEMA format.
What restrictions apply should some of these lots be in the flood zone?
If they're completely in the flood zone, they aren't gonna be a lot, as long as I'm sitting here.
Variance and flood certificates, flood elevation.
Well, we have things in our, hopefully we have things in our zoning about you can't be 100% in the floodplain.
Yeah.
Someone's already got a house in one, you gotta work with
That's
them.
different, yeah.
They gotta do a subdivision, it's a different story.
That's my concern, is the flood zone.
Well, it's mine too. I was hoping to have an
Yeah.
answer today, but obviously I don't.
You should be able to go on the FEMA website, type in the address, and it should pop up, and click in the middle of it, and poof, it should have a map of it. Satellite image with a,
That's where that came from.
this says OSA. No, this isn't from FEMA's map.
It's not from FEMA?
No.
Okay.
Effective digital FEMA flood hazard. This is from the New Hampshire
New Hampshire something.
Office of.
Are there any other issues, Mike, that you're concerned about? Because if you don't ask them now, when we pop up with them later, it could complicate
Fire
things.
protection,
You need a cistern.
Yep.
what,
Yeah, you have
what's, as far as sprinkling goes,
That's an alternative,
Yeah.
but that's up to the fire chief.
You have to talk
it's
to.
up to the chief.
Fire chief to say
Okay. Obviously, there's a wetland crossing in there that has to be done.
Looks like that's the best place to cross.
Stone wall that's gonna have to be removed where the road would go in.
Yep.
I'd have to do it for a driveway either way. I call it, it's not I call it a rubble wall.
Yeah. It's not the prettiest wall.
No.
That was in the state right away, so
The wall?
Yeah.
That's unusual.
well, this it is.
No, it's not really that unusual.
Really? I thought the
Nope.
stone wall was the
Because-
boundary for the state right
Not
away.
always.
Then it's a taking.
Oh, they took?
How does that change things?
It really,
Well, as far as coming,
it's not a town road.
it's not a
It's
town
state
road.
not a town
So you'd have
road.
to go, you know.
So you have no, so you have no
talk
jurisdiction,
to
is
the
what you're
state.
saying?
Yeah.
But since it's not a boundary, no, we don't.
Yeah, if it's not,
If it was
as
a
long as
boundary
it's
on
not
a
a
state road,
boundary.
we still would have jurisdiction.
But
On this stone wall.
you'd also check with the state and see what their
In
right
order
of
for
way
him to
width
do a
is.
cluster development, he has to have 5
Right, be
15.
beyond the stone wall.
Right.
Can we
Well,
waive that?
I think at 15, we can make them do a cluster. It's up to them if they want to do it below that.
I don't think so. But you had to have 15 or 20,
I thought it was the,
page 35. Some right on it. That's- Shall be at least 15 acres in size,
is that a zoning or subdivision?
zoning. The tract of single or consolidated ownership at the time of the application shall be at least 15 acres in size and shall be subject to approval by the planning board, whether or not the land is to be subdivided otherwise by special exception. So you would need a special exception to do a cluster,
Okay.
which isn't a big deal. Even a variance wouldn't be a big deal.
Because,
to get
because
for
of
this.
the acreage.
Right.
But we could recommend that too, so that would,
If there's, in my view, if there's any way that you can do this subdivision and keep that field the way it is, there'd be all sorts of reasons to accommodate whatever
Oh, yeah,
variations you want.
And I would rather keep it that way. Try not to change the face too
we're all in the
much.
same boat there, I think, Neil.
Yeah, we all are. Except I have a feeling everything across the road is gonna be, everything over here is gonna be in the floodplain. That's my gut instinct at the moment, but
Well, that I have to obviously look
yeah.
into,
Yep.
confirm that. If I did find out it wasn't, what's the best way for me to reapproach this board?
If it wasn't,
Well, if I find that it's not in the floodplain.
Oh, yeah.
Come back with a more specific conceptual.
No, you can't come back with too specific conceptual, it defeats the,
Right.
I said more specific conceptual. This is a pretty specific conceptual.
yeah, it is.
So if he came back with a conceptual that was
Had a few more,
much more
Show us
like
where the
this.
floodplain was.
Yeah.
had a little more
should have
detail.
floodplain, some
And
acreages
you
of
figured out a
lots.
way to put all of the houses within the tree line. That would really be in the town's best interest.
Yeah. Understandable. Okay.
And I don't know if this is important to you or not, but if you were talking about this road, I don't know if we have the authority to do it, but from my point of view, this road could very well not be paved.
No, we can't do that.
No.
Are you sure
Yep.
that we're
Well,
mandated?
then zoning
By
says that.
zoning?
Then zoning says that's be 10-acre lot.
Yep,
No, no,
Yes.
If the road's not paved.
yep.
If the road's not paved, it's gotta be a 10-acre lot, period.
I mean,
You only got 10 acres.
he could probably leave it unpaved, but it's gonna stay a private road.
Then you can't, then you need a variance to get a
Then you
building
need a
permit.
variance, yeah.
You don't do that.
So,
Yeah, create a
if he's,
Maybe.
No,
if he's putting in a road in a subdivision,
And it's gravel?
and
Needs
we,
to be 10 acres?
and we don't have the power to waive that. That's in zoning,
in
not
zoning.
in subdivision.
that's right.
What about the width on the crossing? I'd rather keep it down to one lane, if possible.
Oh, boy. Good luck.
As far
Instead of-
I'm concerned,
Like
it's
we
a
did,
great
on-
idea.
like we did on the Woodbury Bridge.
But.
Good luck
no,
getting Benji's approval on that one. Recommendation from Benji on that
we
one.
want- The regulations can't be just one lane.
Well, we can waive the width, but obviously Public Works has to let weigh in, and you know what Benji's gonna say.
Yep.
Well, I can approach him, just.
We've already done that.
See what he says.
Yeah,
We just tried to go to 20 and it didn't work, so.
Oh, really?
Well, it did, because he didn't.
He's the one that's gonna have to.
But this is-
Once it gets approved and accepted, he's the one that's gonna have to maintain it.
Right.
and Work to it, so.
Yeah, and it doesn't make sense to put a two-lane road into a one-lane bridge, I guess.
Yeah, not really, no.
Well, I think it makes great sense to put in a one-lane road there. I think the folks who bought that would very much appreciate the fact they didn't have a
doesn't
24-foot
look like-
wide, because it looks crazy.
Yeah.
This is not a 20, 30 lot subdivision.
We just recently revamped our road regulations, the specifications, so I don't know if you've seen those or not.
No, I haven't
It
looked
looks
at
like
them.
it, because it's pretty snaky and curvy road.
Yeah, that's
so-
kind of what I thought.
I think he's seen this, all the new regulations.
Art looked at it when he did that road geometry.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, that can get straightened out, but.
No, we don't want it straightened out.
Don't
What's
straighten
that?
it
They want the curve, so.
They
it
do.
Keeps
Yeah.
people slowing down.
Oh.
Yeah, we got a new theory on that.
When you put some
That's
of the curve, it keeps
this
them
year's
level.
theory.
Actually, it was last year's theory.
Oh, sorry, last year's theory.
Actually, it's pretty much the consensus from a lot of road design engineers, even with cities and states, to kind of put curves, and that's why they put some of those bump outs, like down in Goffstown where the parking.
Yeah.
Used to be the curb was right up to there, now that's to kind of get everybody to slow down a little.
Right.
Yeah, we gotta,
That's it. I wasn't gonna use too much of the technical term.
we're gonna wait to see how long those curbs survive the snowplows.
That's always been the thing, but, I mean, when you've been plowing 20 hours and both eyes are in the same socket and you come down there and slam into one of them, you get woken up real quick, but that's,
Other than the flooding,
yeah.
that's about all problems I have, or questions I have.
Okay. I don't have any other
Then
questions.
you'll have to do something different other than that, just L-shaped turnaround thing. at the
Yeah,
end.
probably, the turnaround probably has to change, but
Yeah, I
That may be,
question that.
and the fire chief will probably weigh in on part of that too, and so.
It could be a hammerhead,
Can be a hammerhead,
but
but,
they like the hammerhead on the right side, makes it easier, that's how the plow set up, they can just swing in to plow
Oh,
it, and
yeah.
with the wing, makes it a lot easier with the wing on the right side, so they can just swing right around. They can cut it wide and swing right in and do it.
Yeah, and it's not, I mean, it's, what does he have then? It's 657 feet.
Yep.
So,
But, yeah, I mean, and the fire chief weighs in on some of those too, because it's easier for, whichever easier way to get the equipment in and out when they get to the dead end and swing around.
Right, I would probably
But
maybe
would-
approach him
If you figure out
first.
what you can use for frontage on the hammerhead, because it's not a T hammerhead, it's a spur into it, so it's like a sideways T, not a
Right.
T on the end.
Craig, what would be the
With the
advantages?
frontage you can use around that, you could probably shorten up your length of the road here and get your frontage. And with a cluster, you don't need frontage. There's no frontage requirement on a cluster.
Oh, there is no frontage requirement,
Yeah,
enough to
there's-
get in.
Yeah, it's
20 feet,
minimal.
20 feet.
Right.
Yeah, and you can also, at the same time, figure out where you may want
I
to.
think your
So-
cluster's gonna be tough sell with a DES.
Tell me what the advantages and disadvantages there would be on this lot for condominium. How would that give Mike more flexibility?
Yeah, with DES, Craig, they can use a lot size with a cluster, they can use the same 10 acres
Well,
for
yeah,
lot
but
sizing.
our lot sizing is DES plus 10,000 square feet.
Yeah, but for the cluster, the lot doesn't have to be that big,
For the yield it does.
for the yield.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's, I think he's gonna have trouble getting 7 lots, is what I'm saying.
Well, if he takes the two that are up in the field out, he'll have 5.
Well, he's
He's planning on putting 7 in the
wants to get
woods.
7 back in here.
7 back in further,
Right.
you know.
I think he's gonna have
That's
trouble
gonna be
getting
tough. It'll be tight, but, you know.
But if instead of having 7 individually owned lots, he had a condominium with 7 houses on it, does that give him more flexibility in terms of
Sure.
putting them back here on different sized lots.
Or would it be a condominium?
Well, there's
of
no
seven
lots.
houses?
There's no lots.
Specifically that way.
Well, you know what I mean,
And that-
7 houses.
And would that still be a town road coming off of 77?
I would have to look at our regs better.
No, I don't think so. It'd be like
I think they would
Collins
want it
Landing.
built
Actually,
like a
condo
town road.
association.
It'd be a condo association, it'd be like Collins Landing.
Does
it
that
have
help
to be?
you?
What's that?
Huh?
Does that help you if the road doesn't have to meet town specs?
No,
Well,
so
I
it would
mean,
still have
if-
to meet town specs.
Still have to meet, yeah.
If I didn't if we didn't pave it, per se, we use a decent material on the top. It's all gravel, that whole,
You'd still have to, it would still have to be built to town specs.
yeah.
But
He could build
if-
it up to gravel base to town specs if it stays but it stays as a private road.
But if it's a
You wanna
condo,
go, you wanna go through the variance 7 times?
it's a
To build on a
condominium.
private road?
If-
Condominium,
If
gonna
it's a
be.
For
condominium,
building on a private road?
hold on. If it's a condominium, it's a driveway.
No, it's a private road. Owned by the condominium
Owned and
association.
maintained
Okay.
run by the condo association.
Does that have to meet town requirements?
I think so.
It's a private road.
I hear you.
Is there something in here that says that?
I don't know. I don't
There may
think,
be-
I don't think there's anything in there saying you can subdivide on a private road to begin with.
There may be an option, Mike, that gives you more flexibility, and I don't know if that's the case. It may be.
Right. The only thing I see with, if we did do if it was a condominium, we may have to use the field for probably a leach field. And that would probably be in the ground.
I guess with that material, when it's done, you probably never even know it was there.
You
You're right.
wouldn't see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. The other thing is then they'd have to do more work as far as having, bring condo docks here for, maintenance agreement for the road and everything
Yeah.
else down there, so.
No, there are other costs involved, but
Yeah.
it may give you more flexibility to get
More costs.
the number of lots you need in a place that's,
I
More
think, I
acceptable.
think you better think about the flood zone first.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, I will.
sit down
And the wetland crossing.
and grab art. Well, I mean, you get 7, just get that wetland right there, where it goes back down
Well,
towards
is
the
it the
road.
right place to cross it?
Yeah, no, I'm saying, right down along the edge of 7 on the east side of it. 77, that's wetland in there, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a big swamp.
Big wetland,
Big
big
piece
swamp.
area.
Yeah, I guess that, like I said, they're really,
Beaver Dam
they're
goes at me.
ponding that up pretty good.
It's getting worse, yeah, I saw it the other day, I said, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
But DES might want to have them shift it to the south, I think it is, west, towards lot 2.
The road
The
crossing.
the
West.
problem there is the grading
I
is,
see.
I see the slope, yeah.
which can be manipulated.
Which can be
but-
helped too, because you gotta have cover over the pipe.
Yeah.
So you have to be up, and if you're gonna put I assume, a
Well, you'd have to put
culvert
a-
in there anyway, you're gonna be 7 feet above the
Right.
ground anyway with the
You'd have to-
crossing, so
you
you
have to
need,
put some
Right,
bend
you
in there
need
right
it
at the
up.
beginning.
Yeah. That's
Instead of bring-
that's pretty high in there.
you might wanna do once you have a fairly good idea, exactly what you wanna do, show it to DES. You can do a pretty quick meeting with them
is
too.
this going down or up?
There's a gully in there.
This is a gully
Yeah, there's a
for the stream?
gully right down the middle, where that writing is the
It's-
low spot,
Yeah,
ditch.
yeah, you come in and then it drops off into a ditch.
Yep.
And you head for the
But like
wood.
Craig said, it looks like it's about 10 feet deep, so.
Yeah.
Here's
looks
your
like
flood line.
And you head for the
That's
wood.
one side. Where's the other side, down here?
Oh, I assume it's somewhere over here.
Oh, you're making that big assumption, aren't you?
Just like you are.
Well, it's only 4 feet higher than that. I don't know if it's a big assumption. Plus, there's a wetland over here.
Yeah. And you know that the PWA is gonna be, or whatever they call themselves now, PLC,
PLC.
Yeah,
is
It's
going
gonna be all over
to
this.
be involved in this.
Yep.
Will lots 5, 6, and 7, or some of them, actually abut the river?
Yes. Actually, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Just roll back lot line, right?
7's a little tougher. It's pretty scrubby in there, but
And is it decent water frontage? Is the river at that point, is the river at that point canoeable? Can you swim in it?
Oh, well,
I don't
there's
know how deep it
as
is.
you get down towards probably the end of 5, between 5 and 6, it's slow water, you know, it's deeper. It's probably 5, 6 feet deep. Then as you go up towards 4, it turns into more rapid, stony rapids.
And when it gets down to 7?
You know, when it gets down, it picks up a little bit more, and then swings the corner.
And how wide is it there?
It's 7.
Well, just the whole area, is it?
The river, on the average, I'd say it's good, maybe 25, 30 feet.
And once you get the other side of the river, or the other side of the bridge,
What's that?
when you go the other side of the bridge, on the north side of the bridge.
Yeah, well, where it is up,
Just
it's
about.
a little narrower up there.
Narrows up, and at times it just about dries up in the summer.
Right.
I think until we see a flood line,
'Cause I lived right up in there,
not much more we can do, to be
in
honest.
the back of Arts years ago.
Oh, you did? Yeah.
That cabin, and that used to dry up. In the middle of summer, there was
Floodline,
barely a
too.
trickle down there sometimes.
Yeah, I saw it in the other plan that he.
But then in
had
the-
before.
So
Spring,
that's why you think this whole thing is
fall,
in
and
the
come
back.
back. And back then, the beavers were in there, even up that far.
Right.
Plugging
Cut
it
off
up.
the flood line, should have one side.
Okay.
Anything
All right,
else for
we'll
us?
work on the flood zone.
Okay,
That's it.
thank you.
Appreciate your time. Have a good night.
You too. Okay.
Next item on the agenda is a continuation of a site plan for Alpha Storage at 407 North Stark Highway, tax map 201, lot 14-1,
Episode 3, is this part 3?
version 3.0,
3.0, that's,
or else 1.3, whichever. We got stuff.
season 1, episode 3.
This,
Would you rather
Is this
share
yours?
the big map, or do you want?
Are
one from
these-
the side?
Our little ones are
Small
okay.
ones, yeah.
Yeah, there's not a lot of changes last time.
This is hard copies of what you sent us? Or something new?
Yes.
Yeah.
Kelly, Bruce and I did look at your letter and the plans yesterday.
Oh, that's where fire rescue.
I scribbled on one of them, remember?
No, I got 3 from where fire and rescue. Did you get
You
one
ripped
of
one
those?
I meant to ask you, the idea of putting the cistern in the building didn't go over well with the fire department.
I didn't even discuss it going in the building with
Oh.
them. They had everybody from Hooksett Fire Chief and Ware Chief, and every fire
Yeah.
chief was around, and that
Yeah, one of them,
worked.
I think one of the members of the Board of Fire Wards is, I think he's the deputy chief.
Yeah.
The captain at Hooksett, yeah. So he's pretty.
It's a pretty smart
pretty savvy.
group of people,
Savvy
yes,
on that
savvy
stuff,
group,
yeah.
yes, so no. This is, just so the board understands, Matt Peterson with Keach Nordstrom Associates here representing him. The cistern that we proposed here is the same thing that's up at Whitetail, the same, altogether exact same thing, 20,000 gallons. We proposed the location up at the front here on sheet 2 of 8, you guys are seeing. We put the two 10,000 gallon tanks right up as you come up to the site on the left side. The suction valves would come out of that from there. Again, I met with them on Monday night. We also agreed to split the building with fire separation, not creating more than 3,000 square feet of each one. So basically, the fire department on these units here, like the metal buildings, they want to have about 16,000 gallons to fight the whole building. So what was determined was to do with the 20,000, which would be okay. They felt to be safer, if we split them in 3, it would save as water also. So now you only have 3,000 square feet at a time that can start burning, so it would, they'd have plenty of water basically to fight that. So they were happy with what we were proposing.
So this is a brick, what's the fire separation made out of?
It's gonna be metal wall and basically just the insulation, that foam insulation, it's to make a fire separation between the two. So it's whatever the NFPA codes will allow, but it's basically a sprayed foam, a type of sprayed foam.
That doesn't burn?
No, I got fire rated one.
They've got fire rated foam.
It expands and closes up holes when it gets hot.
Okay.
It's not, it's a retardant, just to slow it down.
So again, from the, yep,
What supports the roof, wood or metal?
metal. These are all metal buildings. So the fire cistern was one of the biggest things from the last hearing. So again, met with the fire ward on Monday. We came up with that. I also did the fire cistern easement that I had submitted to Kelly too, which is again similar to the other one that's there. We put notes on the plan. There are notes 37, 38, 39, and 40 that address some of those fire, on sheet 2, that address the comments that he had from the fire
Yeah,
department.
I know, I can't read that, I gotta share his. It was-
Yep. The other thing that we had done is up in the front there on sheet 2, it was discussed at the last hearing to go with that, the North Pole arborvitae. I removed the 9 arborvitaes up in there. I put 12 up in there along the frontage there. Then I also put another 3 around the cistern up in there, so there's 15 now instead of the 9. So we've increased it by 6 up in there, and again, tried to do the visual so that we were breaking up the view from the abutting property and stuff like that. We went through and took care of the Meridian comments there. I mean, I can go through them if you want, but they were pretty minor stuff, okay?
I have 2 comments on the Meridian comments.
Okay.
One is on sheet 3. I assume it's a typo, sort of a typo. In front of the office building,
Yeah,
you have a 632 finished grade. I think that's supposed to be 630.
I saw that with her the other day.
He did, he pointed it
I
out.
pointed it out.
Supposed to be
I blame
6:30.
Pete in the back of the room,
Yeah,
too.
there's a contour line
Yeah.
between there and the 34 didn't get labeled, that's where that line
Yeah,
goes.
The 32 is actually the 30.
Yeah.
And then the
Yes.
32 didn't
Yeah,
get labeled correctly.
we saw
yes.
that.
Yep.
It's help these
Says
days,
it's a
man. You just
typo.
can't find good help.
Can't find, yeah, you can, I know what you mean.
It's that spell check in the computer, right?
Maybe that, it's just pick a line and label it automatically.
Matt, there was a contradiction that I thought existed about where the key
Yep.
to the gate is supposed to be so fire has access.
So we revised the note, which is,
Page?
page 2. And note number 35, a Knox box is required to be located near the office. He wants it up in this location right here
Right.
by the front door.
So that's, you're changing that, or that will?
That's a note on the plan already. Note number 35.
The new note from
Required to be located near the office.
Now,
This says office.
That's where, yeah, there's the office. That's where it's gonna be right here. We had it over here last time. We had it by the swing gate. He wants it over by the office right here.
Is the office inside or outside of the gate?
The office is outside the gate.
So
the gate-
anybody can go to the office?
Yes.
Without having access?
Right,
Yeah,
Park, yeah.
the corner of the office is the gate.
right.
Right.
Okay.
I don't think the fire chief would ever put the knock box inside the gate.
No.
Yeah, right.
Two other little things. One, I would prefer to have a length of the wood beam guardrail. It's kind of hard to see on the, especially on sheet 3. On sheet 2, it's not too bad, but sheet 3, it's really
You
hard to
mean
see.
call it the length of it?
Yeah, just
That's fine.
5,623 feet, whatever it is.
I think it's like 20.
Yeah, I think it's too. And if you could put someplace, I don't remember what note it is now, about the structural,
Oh,
building and the
the
wall.
foundation?
Yep, so,
What-
for
what-
first, just so you guys understand though too, if you go to the grading plan and you remember, we had that 16-foot wall that was back in here.
Yep.
And then, you know, if that had, any type of drainage came off of these footings here for the building, would have actually affected that wall. And I think that's where the biggest concern would be. We've now put the wall up in here so that there won't be any conflicts in those. However, we still put a note on the plan.
You still have to tie the two together, though.
What's that?
The foundation wall and the retaining wall are gonna have to be tied together somehow.
Right, but this one will have its drainage here, and this will have little
Yes.
pipes that come out here. So
Right.
they shouldn't be going there. But I still put a note on the plan.
Somewhere. Where is it?
Yep, I'm getting it.
21, isn't it?
So, yep, there you go. Note
Can you
number
put,
21.
can you put in kind of somewhat bold letters inside the building,
See note
C
21?
note 21?
Yep,
Just so.
yep. Well, I'll put it right, I'll put it with,
Inside the last building.
so if you turn to sheet 2, you see right up at the top, right in front, right at the top there?
Oh, okay, never mind.
Oh, okay,
He does do a good job.
so don't do
He
that.
got lucky.
So don't do that.
No.
Instead of
you gotta see note 21.
You know 21?
That was a good slam, no?
That was all I had in the Meridian comments. I did put, Kelly pointed out quickly on the easement, no, on the driveway.
Maintenance agreement.
Main, yep.
Somehow the paragraph about the town is gonna be the arbitrator has to go.
Okay, I didn't read it. He sent it to me
Yeah.
yesterday. I sent it over, so.
I didn't get a copy of that.
Boy, Robert.
What does it
But
say?
our lawyer's
Well,
not
it's true
gonna
about
want
town
it
council
there.
for that, right?
No worries.
That if you file a complaint with town,
If the two people can't agree on something, the town's the arbitrator, we aren't gonna get involved.
Yeah, that's-
You guys,
that's
can- you
civil.
guys can sue each other and go to court, we don't care,
Yeah, I would
to be
agree.
blunt.
Yep.
And also it has to be obviously approved by town council.
that's already been sent minus this
Yeah.
paragraph.
Yeah.
Actually,
I'm ready to make a motion.
is there anything else, Bruce?
No, I think that was it.
So we gotta get,
Oh, I guess one question that popped to mind, after seeing Meridian's note, to be honest with you. That well that's inside the building,
Yes.
are you gonna retain access to that somehow?
That will be in its own little, one unit.
Yeah,
So yes, we lined it up so that it lines up on the building.
okay.
And he'll use that for either his maintenance or, have his stuff.
Because at some point, if you do something with the office, you may want to use that, right? Or-
Right. Yep. No, we're not gonna rent that unit.
Right, okay. Go ahead, Neil.
I want to find out if he has any other conditions.
we got the landscaping bond, we got the cistern easement to be reviewed by the town council. We got the driveway maintenance agreement to be reviewed by town council. We got the huge mistake with the contour number. Well, I couldn't build it that way.
Probably should continue it, honestly.
I'm thinking about continuing you right now.
Look at him.
You, how you are.
He's turned red. Got one guy worried.
And the length of the retaining wall.
Length retaining wall, yes,
Guardrail.
Guardrail, sorry.
yes.
So-
We knew we
My
met.
bad.
So two.
I move to approve the plans of Alpha Self-Storage dated,
There's a date, there's a good.
no, the application of Alpha Self-Storage based on the revised plan dated March 10th, 2000, subject to the following conditions.
2020.
2020, thank you. Subject to the following
Oh, gee,
conditions.
thanks. Fix the contour label in front of the office building. Add the length of the guardrail. Cistern easement to be reviewed by town council. Driveway maintenance agreement to be reviewed by town council. The bond for the, 2-year bond for landscaping will be required.
Thought he made a note.
That'll be required.
There's a
with the-
note on the plan,
Yeah,
yes.
there's a note on the plan.
There is, that'll be required with the building permit, does it say that on the plan?
Yeah, but I can actually show you a copy.
Yeah, 37.
Thank you.
landscape required 2-year bond to ensure plantings remain per site plan approval.
But when is it being bonded?
I didn't put it, you guys
At the
didn't give me
time it's
that.
planned.
Time it's approved.
You want that?
Prior
you
to
want
the
that-
COs.
That's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
prior-
Put that
prior
in or
to-
take it out?
Prior to
COs,
COs,
yeah.
Prior to
CO.
COs, yeah.
Breathing room there.
And town council fees be paid.
That's it?
That's it.
The town council
It-
fees be paid.
Is there a second?
You just did, didn't you?
I thought, no, he made the motion.
And nobody seconded.
Nobody seconded it. I'll second it then.
Well, I kinda messed up, but we'll
No
go ahead.
stipulations.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Congratulations.
I do have one
Thank you,
question.
guys. Yep.
To get the fence, the gateway
And now you ask a question?
straightened away. Movable boulders.
Yeah, I don't know what. Thank you, guys. Have a good-
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Next item on the agenda is continuation for site plan for Ulster Property Services LLC located at 400 South Stark Highway, tax map 109, lot 12. This is also a continuation. Last time we were confused about, we made some motions, we made some,
Recommendations, I guess.
You're messing me up. You do that on purpose all the time. Last time we drove on some waivers, and the items that remained were
Yeah.
the description of the lease area, I believe, and the traffic circulation, and the access to waste.
Yeah, and an easement, something in writing for the, to get
And
in
since
there.
then, we got this short-term lease agreement that Kelly just handed me. For 1.55 acres. You got 1 year left in the lease? Jeez.
No, till 12/31/21.
Yep.
Oh.
1/1/2019.
Oh, yeah, 3 years, not 2 years.
On number 7, you didn't strike out landlord or tenant. Who's paying taxes?
That's not our problem. Somebody is.
No,
Well, it's not a valid agreement if you don't have, if it's not completed.
well, there may be somebody else to decide. But I don't think that's what he's got.
So what do we got here?
There's no description of this, unless that's important to you.
Is that there? George Trust, Colby Road. Well, to get to the point, we have, last time we had the leased area to be shown, traffic circulation and access, before we could accept the application is complete. Assuming his dimensions of 310 by 325 are approximately correct, that's about roughly an acre and a half. In the green dashes.
I'm sorry, I'm having trouble reading this lease. On number 3, it's $133.33.
That has nothing to do with his application. He has a lease.
He
for
gave us-
1.
He gave us that so we can show for
He
the
has
right
a
of
lease for
way.
1.55 acres. The price per acre doesn't, don't go public with that, please. The price per acre has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
I can't read it.
It doesn't matter. It could be a line drawn through, it could be Xed out. It doesn't matter what the price per acre is.
It's not public information. The contract
Leasing,
between
he's leasing
him and the landowner.
1.55 acres, I think it was what it was.
With a, and,
With all due respect, Craig, this goes into a file and it's a public document.
It is. I'm not gonna discuss his price per acre he's paying.
not in public, yeah. And it's got a right, it's got the thing that we asked for a right of way, marked as far as having a right of way for parking and storage.
It's much more defined, at least we can figure out what's going on there
Yeah.
now.
Yeah. The rest of it is moot as far as whether,
Number one on the signatures, all I was worried about. And then the plan shows a dashed green area, it says 1.5 acres, 210 by 325 approximate. 210 by 210 is about an acre, a little more,
it's got 9 parking spots.
so that's gonna be about an acre and a half.
Yeah, they put on here who prepared the plan.
Yep. He's got all the abutters listed.
I'll make a motion, we accept the application as complete.
I'll second it.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, abstained? We're getting someplace.
Thank you. Now you can explain it.
Yes, now you can explain it.
What would you like me to explain?
What are you doing out here?
Basically just to park.
Say again?
It's basically just for me to park the stuff that, so basically my operation is like summer and then winter. So it's basically landscaping, so the equipment, the snow equipment goes there in the winter and then we pick up the other equipment.
So in the winter, you're gonna store lawnmowers and et cetera out here. In the summertime, you're gonna store the plows out here.
Correct.
Basically.
So the trailers that I have for the parking spots is basically there's enclosed trailers, the lawnmowers and all go in them and then they go off to Manchester and Bedford.
Was it the corner in the green? It says something and plus lawn clippings.
Brush and lawn clippings.
Brush? Is that what it says?
Yeah.
Brush? Okay.
Brush and lawn
It was
clippings.
kind of, the market didn't,
Yep, sorry.
that's what I thought it said, but I want to make sure.
Does that mean you're going to be placing brush and lawn clippings there?
No, they already are there, so I thought I would cover myself.
And what are you gonna do with them?
Compost
Compost it? or
Compost and then take it away.
Chip the brush?
Yep, chip the brush.
What's that green square that says,
Canvas shed.
oh.
Yeah, I thought it said cars and vans. shed.
Yeah, I was
I had to
trying
look at it twice, yeah.
I was
That's,
trying to cars and
that's,
vans on it.
that's the one, that's the one when we were doing the site walk. that they
Yeah,
put
I
up
knew
down there.
Yep.
I should've known that.
And if you can see-
Attachment storage?
yeah, like the attachments for the skid steers, like the plows and stuff like that, they're just
But that's open.
that's open.
That's
so
not covered.
Not covered.
You are gonna clean up the brush and lawn clippings, right?
Yes.
You said that.
Yep. And if you look at where the line is that the line is all the other stuff that you've seen that was there is on the other side of the line. I made sure of that. So all the stuff that's from the other enterprise is on the other side of the line. All the tanks and everything else goes.
But it says there are leach fields here.
Yeah, they're
in the
ground. I'm talking about the stuff above the ground.
Leach fields are abandoned, right? They're not using them.
Yep.
Do you store any gasoline, petroleum products, any liquids?
The only liquids are inside the trailers.
What liquids are those?
There would be probably a 2-gallon thing of gasoline that we use on a daily basis. There's 1 jar in every trailer.
So you come here daily to get that gas?
Oh, no. I'm just saying, like, whenever the trailers are there for the winter, there's normally a jar in them, but it's normally emptied. So we don't store any liquids because the gas goes off.
Doesn't last long these days.
No.
That's for sure.
So no liquids to be stored on site, you're gonna clean up the brush and lawn clippings.
Yeah, well, basically, I torn it, so we torn it every couple of months to make it smaller and let it keep dying down.
You're not gonna pave anything?
Nope. No salt storage, nothing like that. There's not, the DES, since the last time I spoke to you, are coming out to do an inspection. So,
You
For
know
you
when?
or for,
no,
Okay.
for the site.
Do you know when, by chance?
I think it is April. I wasn't given a definite. It was within the next 6 weeks, was what I was told.
you still looking to try and
Yes,
purchase
yeah.
the whole piece?
Yes. But it's subject to all the
Oh.
boxes being ticked.
Yeah.
And you've got no signs or anything proposed, you don't want anybody to know you're back there, it's just a.
No, it's basically, I don't want even to know I'm there because we aren't there on a daily basis, so like, something could be stolen and it could be gone 3 weeks before anyone would report it.
Yeah,
So that's because we're not there.
And there are no gates, no fences.
There is a gate
There's a
down
gate down
down
here.
here, but it's
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 dilapidated.
It's not working.
It's not functional.
not functional. It's
it's not.
somebody drove through it at some stage.
You're not gonna put a gate or a fence up?
No one button, no fence up. And I have no electric, no water. There's no services there at all.
Could we just stick something on here about not servicing any vehicles or equipment in there?
I have a fully functioning garage in Manchester.
No, I understand that, but can we just handwrite a note or something on here saying that that won't be done on site?
Correct. I have no problem. Yep.
What would that note say?
No servicing of any equipment or vehicles on site,
Repair garage.
no changing oil, no anything.
So what hours, it says hours 7 to 5?
That's basically, if I go there to get something, that's basically the time I would go
Okay.
between them hours. That's not out,
You're not gonna go-
I'm not going there midnight or,
And it's not gonna be somebody there constantly between 7 and 5. It's just hours that you'll be possibly in and out of.
Is
possibly.
that 7 to 5, 5 days or 7 days?
Probably
Seven.
6, 7 days.
7 days. 7 days.
Yep.
Yeah,
You say 6, they can't, you go there on a Sunday, somebody might get upset.
yeah.
Okay.
If you want to change it up to 7 to 7, it's probably a good time to do it right now, too. Or
Okay.
6 to 7, or whatever,
Right, okay.
7 to 7.
7 to 7.
All right, I'll change that now.
Did you do this drafting, or did Bob do it?
I did it and he checked it. He signed off it.
Yes, I'm just saying that I'm just thinking the notes ought to be changed. On the lower left-hand corner,
Which one you looking at?
all of them.
No.
To be blunt.
Well,
I mean, the owner's still the same.
I wouldn't change all of them, because some of them are pertaining to probably what he's got going on. I'd just put another set of notes for this, that specific part of the site. Because he's gonna have two different. There's two different operations.
Well, I have real hard times believing that this is not in the flood hazard zone or the aquifer protection district, especially the flood hazard zone.
Yeah, well, I mean,
So I'm thinking you probably ought to take that note off.
Just
Yeah.
note 5.
Yes. 99.9% sure that this is in the, a little piece of it is in the flood hazard zone.
Oh, yeah,
Is
I'd say
that-
at the beginning.
Does that have an impact on what's allowed?
No, it's right there.
No, it's at the end, it's at the entrance.
the
Where they
culverts.
put the note in, I think it was pertaining more towards where they had to put the septic.
But I'm pretty sure it's in,
Treatment plant.
pretty sure it's in the aquifer protection also.
Yeah, given that material, I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
So
I'd
safely
say-
store
Yeah, I'd
is.
say, yeah.
Safely store is,
Yeah,
so.
I'd say.
Put, John on there, Neil, to obliterate note 5.
Can I just put a line through it?
That's why I'm saying obliterate it. Yeah.
Yep.
Couple.
Couple. I'll put a line through it and then leave it piled with the file.
Yeah, and I wanted to add a note about the no,
Yeah, you have no liquid storage.
And no.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
surface-
servicing
put up a
vehicles.
top up here someplace
Yeah.
and
You could do
Clean
that
up the
on,
brush.
then
you
again,
could
you
do
can
that on one of
do,
these right now and,
put additional notes and you can handwrite it in again.
yeah, do it. and then
Service, repair,
demo it.
and change the hours.
Oh, yeah. What notes we have?
I only have two, delete note 5 and change hours to 7 to 7, 7 days.
And to put on it, no
No servicing and no
repair,
liquids.
servicing of vehicles and no
No service.
hazardous material
no
stored on
liquid
site.
store-
Yeah.
Or put no hazmat.
Yeah.
Okay. Clean up the
I
brush.
think
and
if he had a-
everything.
No
Yeah.
liquid disposal, what?
Hazardous material.
10 gallons of water, I don't think you'd want to get penalized for that being a liquid up there.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Three, what was three, brush and landscape, brush and lawn clippings to be
Brush and
cleaned
lawn
up.
clippings, yep.
Yeah, he said he was gonna,
I'm allowed to just continually keep compost.
composting it, yeah,
Yeah.
you're gonna compost it and use it,
I
so,
thought you said you were gonna haul it off, okay.
oh, and then
Up,
chip the brush, so.
Yeah.
keep composting, okay.
No service repair, no liquid or hazardous material, change the hours to 7 to 7, strike through note 5.
Just before we can, I just want to say to you, won't mention one other thing. There is occasions whenever, say for instance, we go to someone's house and we do mulch, that the odd time we would maybe have a yard or something left over. I would like to be able to drop the mulch there so I can lift it and use it again.
Yeah, that's not unreasonable.
Where are you gonna put that? No, I don't have a problem with it.
I just put it up in the notes on the top
By the brush and
for the, yes, it's going with the brush, beside the
chip
bushes.
this, yeah.
Well, I'm saying no liquid or hazardous materials, bark mulch is not.
No,
No,
So you can store bark mulch, you can serve,
Stone,
yep,
yeah, like,
as long as
I
as
can,
long as it's not radioactive stone.
so I, so I can store like pavers and stuff like that there that are left
Yeah.
over from jobs.
Yep.
Right.
Yep, make little bins out of it and hold it in yards, as far as I'm concerned.
loam or whatever.
Any amount?
Well,
He's only got so much room on the site, Neil.
it's only,
Yeah.
it's only an acre and a half, he's not gonna get carried away with it.
With everything else already got it there, he doesn't have a lot of room to.
No, but it's just, I wanna have somewhere that where we have product left over from a hardscape that I have somewhere to put it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
he writing you a note, by the way? He's long-winded.
Can I start writing on the,
Pardon me?
can I start writing on the map and
Writing on your plan,
Yes, certainly.
in case you forget. We're gonna give you a copy of the conditions anyway.
We'll be repeating this about 5 times, so.
could we get an Alzheimer's?
Get it back.
What's the word for stuff?
Cease? Stuff? Material.
Yeah, thank you, materials.
It's hardscape and, what did I say?
Products, excess yard products.
Hardscape and mulch,
Landscaping materials.
Landscaping products.
landscaping materials.
That's what he's in the business of.
Okay.
Widgets.
I envision you writing additional notes in big bold letters up here above, somewhere where it says Colby Road LLC and Leonard George. Okay?
Yep.
Don't write this note down yet. The intent of the plan is to show the area leased to Ulster Property Services LLC. The area is to be used for storage of landscape equipment, lawn clippings, mulch, and other, I just put materials. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Sure.
Yep.
Okay. Note 2 would be no service or repair of equipment, whatever Bruce wants to word
Equipment
that.
of vehicles.
Yeah, vehicles and equipment.
Note 3, no liquid or hazardous material to be stored.
I would just, yeah.
That's all I got. That's for these notes up
For the
here.
writing, yeah.
Yep,
And we gotta change the hours of operation to 7 to 7, if that's what you want.
yep.
And delete note
Strike
5.
through-
Or 6 to 7, or
Strike
whatever
through
time's the
You
early.
can wait for the minutes, because it'll be in the minutes.
Well, for the first one, for use of landscaping materials only.
The intent of the plan is to show the area leased to Ulster Property Services LLC. This area is to be used for storage of landscape equipment, comma, lawn clippings, comma, mulch, and other materials. Period. That says what you're doing.
Yeah.
No equipment, service, or repair on site.
Yep, no storage of hazardous
No
materials.
liquid or hazardous materials stored on site.
I wouldn't say liquid so much, because if he brings in 50 gallons of water.
Oh, I was gonna say a case of beer.
Yeah.
After-
Just hazardous
Okay,
materials.
no hazardous material to be stored on site. That's their 3 notes.
Okay.
That make sense with you, sir?
Yep. That's okay? Just,
Works for me. works for me.
Put a line through 5,
Works for me.
additional notes
Put a number 7 down here revised today.
for landscaping materials and equipment only.
Yeah.
No hazard materials and no servicing of vehicles.
Change your hours.
Yep, 7
He
to
did.
7.
Okay.
And just, did you date it? So just put someplace on it,
Revision-
revised, and
revision block.
put your date next to it.
In that revision?
Yeah, there is. It's already revised.
Yeah, right down on the bottom.
He's got one
Right-
line left on
There's
it.
one right down the very bottom, and just put revised and the date and sign it.
So before we get all excited, anybody from the audience like to speak? No comment.
We already did.
We'll close the public comment. I didn't do that in the last one.
We had a public hearing on the
I
last
know.
one
There
before.
wasn't anybody here anyway, so. Okay. I think we just received a revised plan.
Yeah.
It was expedited.
Well, it's all in Gaelic, though.
Need my lump. Need change shock to horn.
Can't read.
Now, the other thing, Kelly, is you gotta ask him whether he's orange or he's green,
Oh, we already had that
with
conversation.
like Ulster. From the north.
The tartan, what color's the tartan?
Huh?
What color's the tartan?
No, it's, in Ireland, it's either orange or green. If you're from the north, you're an orangeman. If you're from the south, you're green.
No, no,
Unless there's some green in the
No.
north.
I'm green from the north.
See, so
Uh-oh.
he's not an orangeman then.
Kilkenny County, south.
Yep.
I don't know I got a couple of them from all over the south.
Oh,
No,
uh-oh.
I come from a large family.
Yeah.
Well, that's what you said.
My father was one of 26, my mother's one of 18.
Ooh, that was a
Don't
lot.
have to sign it?
Well, site plan, you sign subdivision lot lines, you,
Well, that's not unusual,
I don't
though.
record them.
No, there was no
usually sign
television and no light.
All
You can
windows.
write down,
Like,
approved by,
approved by the date.
Very cold.
and and when you do that, put a box around it so people will see it.
Can't use my
Oh,
phone
do
for
it
making
red?
box. Trace my phone.
But there's so much red here.
Oh, jeez. Oh, same for business.
Thank you so much. It's one step
Thank you
closer
for
to
your
get,
patience.
it's one step closer to getting it sorted out.
You getting any closer with that down there? Well, hopefully the DES will.
Well, the problem is with DES, anything that DES is involved in, you can't get finance. So, the number has to change dramatically, and that's not probably gonna help them.
Well,
Messed up, didn't I? Oh, well.
is he still much, is he busy with the trash down there?
No comment.
He isn't doing anything.
No,
No
well,
comment.
I haven't seen the trucks on the road, so I already told the,
Are they over the
Code.
weight, are they over the weight limit?
no, because they don't have to worry about being posted unless they go on the town roads,
Right.
but I mean, they're on the state road, but I haven't seen the Packers on the road, I've seen his pickup with trash, I told you, in the back of it, and I saw him with a portable dumpster on a trailer behind his truck one day, pulling into a yard, so.
Inoperable?
I don't know if the Packers are inoperable, or,
I
What are you
wouldn't,
talking about the Packers about?
don't
Yeah,
sign,
wrong
don't sign
Packers.
anything until
wrong
it's a
Packers,
vote.
trash Packers. Whether or not he can't dump them at the incinerator.
I messed up my box.
That PFAS stuff is becoming a real problem for us.
Some of that is,
It's no worse than the rest of it. I didn't see the bar scale. I had to
Only,
I had to
yeah, I know
roll there.
that. Only a surveyor.
Possible to me.
Work around.
anybody.
When the water coming in doesn't
You
meet the
better make a
standard, you
motion.
can't expect the water to go up, you can't
So I'm
clean
gonna
it.
make a motion
I'll make a motion, we approve the plan as amended.
as amended on the revised plan dated 3/12/2020.
Second.
Do we have a discussion?
Yes.
I knew that was gonna happen.
This gentleman may be the applicant,
Yes, he is.
but if so, according to the definition of applicant, which says, "The owner of record or his agent duly authorized in writing at the time of the application, if a person other than the owner." So, this gentleman has presented us some evidence that Mr. Phillips authorized him to represent him, but the applicant is in fact the owner, not this gentleman. He's representing the owner, but he is not the applicant. The applicant is in violation of state and town law regulations. The idea that we would facilitate the use of this property at a time when it is not in compliance and has not been in compliance for a number of years is, I think, inconsistent with the whole purpose of zoning. And it's certainly very bad public policy to, in effect, reward somebody who violates the law. What message does that send to everybody else who's going to use their property in a certain way and disregard town ordinances and disregard state ordinances, and then say, gee, I'd like to take advantage of some other provision in law?
Where do you see that the applicant has to be the owner?
If you look at the site plan review regulations,
It says, see the zoning.
no, it says, site plan review, if you look on page, it's 22,
Yes.
it says, definitions. The definitions of the zoning ordinance and the subdivision regulations of the town are hereby adopted by reference.
Yes. So you go to applicant in the zoning regulations.
Well, I'm looking in the subdivision regulations, the zoning, no, that's true, they're different definitions, and you could say that they're in conflict.
They are.
But it's pretty clear to me that the owner is the applicant. You
It says
can't
the
have,
subdivision.
if,
It's not a subdivision.
no, of course, it's not a subdivision, but the site plan regulations say we adopt these definitions that occur elsewhere as the definitions in site plan review.
No, it says a definition to look at zoning, or subdivision. but
And.
You can look at subdivision
It
because
says-
it's not a
It says
subdivision.
and.
It's and. And the zoning says, hold on.
Well, zoning doesn't say owner, I got it right in front of me. Page 12.
Applicant, any individual, group of individuals, corporation, partnership, association, or any organization of persons, including state and local governments and agencies thereof, desiring to construct, assemble, or erect any structure for residential, commercial, agricultural, religious, or other purposes anywhere within the town of Ware.
I don't have any structures.
But he's not erecting any structures.
It doesn't say it's the owner either, though.
No, it doesn't say anything with that either.
But the normal interpretation of these statutes is that you take the more restrictive.
But if it doesn't spell it out,
It spells it out under the
Why can't the
subdivision
Why can't
definitions.
the applicant be a corporation?
The applicant has to be the person who owns the property.
No, it doesn't.
No, definitely not.
Really not.
We're in total disagreement on that, Neil. Even on state applications, anything you
I've
submit to
very
DES, anything you
seldom-
submit anywhere.
Very seldom in a larger subdivision is the applicant the owner.
Correct.
They haven't bought it yet. The developer's not bought it until it's approved, typically.
The applicant and owner,
Besides that, in the subdivision regulations, it says the owner of record or his agent duly authorized in writing.
I agree this gentleman is the
agent.
applicant
And he's
on
the agent.
behalf of the owner.
Oh, okay.
And the owner is the one who is in violation.
Yes.
And the owner is the one who benefits from this lease. The gentleman does also, but the owner benefits from this lease.
Okay.
So what you're really doing is establishing a policy saying, even though a particular piece of property is in violation of all sorts of state and local rules, it's okay for the owner to get some benefit from this without having to comply with these.
We actually
The
got town
message that you're
council-
sending makes no sense.
and we got town council opinion on that because we all thought the same thing.
Right.
Before we even started this, before we even looked at his application. And town council said what we're doing here is
it's fine.
fine.
And again,
No, I'm
why
not-
should he suffer the sins of the guy out in the front half? He's out in the back half, which is not part of the really issue.
Because he's a tenant.
That's right.
The owner is the one who benefits from this to the tune of whatever the rent is. And we're saying, sure, you can rent your property and
But
and
that's up
benefit.
to, but I mean, that, part of that, I think, is up to him. And the town council said that it's fine.
Town council didn't opine on the issue that I'm raising. Town council said that he is the applicant, and I agree. The question is whether or not we should allow the owner to benefit from his misuse of his property in violation of local laws. The message that we're sending, Jack, if this is approved, is you can do anything you want with your property, string the town out for decades, and you'll still get approval for subdivision
Well,
and everything
I think
else.
that's a little far-fetched, but the other part of it is he's gonna be paying some type of remuneration to the owner, which probably will help him benefit to clean the mess up. And he's looking to buy this piece of property, and now we are gonna make him suffer the sins of the gentleman out front, and it may not, he's trying to do it in a proper way and wants to possibly take that property over once it's cleared. So I think to, again, penalize him and to make this gentleman come before us and jump through all these hoops and then all of a sudden slam the door on him again, I think is absolutely wrong.
I raised this before.
And
This is not slamming the door on him. He's certainly had notice that there's a problem here.
And we went through this discussion the last time, and basically ended up the same way. That he's done everything proper, and it's not
That's right, and the sins of the father, so to speak, are carried out to the son.
right. No. they
Yes, in this
shouldn't
case,
be.
they sure as hell should be.
No, they shouldn't be.
I hate to distract from you, but you're wrong.
I'm sorry?
You're wrong, because the law states that, basically, the law state, I spoke to my lawyer, and my lawyer turned around and said, as a tenant, I have rights as well. And my rights as a tenant, I should not be penalised. It's up to you to take the owner to court, not me. It's not my job to do that. It's up to the town, the state, or the DES to enforce.
we've done that.
So,
we're in the
so,
process.
But he's
you're-
benefiting from your application.
Yes and no, because the simple fact is you have more accountability now because I've come before you to that you have more points of contact, that there's more chance that it will be cleaned up.
That's right.
There's
Why?
more
And-
accountability. There's more accountability, but for the simple fact is that I have come forward to you. so that it does get cleaned up. I've already stated my intention to move forward to actually purchase the property. I don't want to buy something that I cannot build on or that I can't develop later on for my business. I want to be able to put up a shed so that I can store my stuff so it's not in the elements. The other thing is that if you're going to paint everyone with the same paintbrush, you should look into the fact there's another landscaping business down on Bovert's property, Rock Solid Landscaping, and you have not asked them to go through the hoops that you've asked me to. So I want to know, am I getting ostracized or victimized? For the simple fact is that am I getting taken out for the sins of Bob Phillips?
Yes, in my view.
And I think that's
So,
wrong.
so,
And
so,
it's-
so
you-
you
you
need
are
to be.
your
need-
collateral
Back
damage.
up. No, you're not being ostracized for the sins of Bob Phillips. We had a site walk for Bob Phillips and saw your business in the back. This is the first I heard about the other business.
Right.
So I knew nothing
What
about
other,
it.
what other business?
What other business just talked about?
Rock Solid.
If you listen to him.
Rock Solid Landscaping is down at Bovert's. They're running a landscaping business, parking their stuff there, the exact same as what I'm doing, but you have.
Not on this property, correct?
Adjacent property.
Jason Crawford.
Okay, that's a different issue, but yes, I understand what you're saying.
you know,
And the
it-
fact that we haven't yet been able to deal with that doesn't mean that you're being discriminated against. It means that you happen to be first in line.
You know,
I just hope that you, as proverbially say,
I-
toe the
I-
line and
I
make
think
sure
so.
that
I
everyone is kept to the high standard that you're setting the bar.
I
Because
agree. You're absolutely right. We need to do that.
What I'm here in front of you, trying to make the thing right.
I'm
I
looking just,
want to make the thing right so that it's of benefit to the town. I'm not here to take away from the town. I'm here to try and.
We
there
understand that,
is
and,
another way to look at this, Neil.
yep,
He's leasing an area shown in green, right? Which
Yep.
is roughly a third of the property, right?
yep.
If he's leasing this, I'm pretty sure Bob Phillips isn't gonna be going over there.
not
making
now.
a mess.
Like, no, he can't, because there's a
He
lease
can't,
between
it's
the two.
his.
It's his.
Yeah, but Bob Phillips is benefiting from this lease.
Yes, but he's
That
not,
doesn't matter.
he's restricting his use to over here, not over here anymore.
But
So- Somebody has apartments, they get in trouble with someone, because of the outside of the apartment building, doesn't mean they have to throw everybody out because they gotta fix up the outside. Neil, what you're saying is nonsensical.
Well, I don't know if I'd go that far either, but I see Neil's point, but I don't think,
That's why we kinda all thought that, and that's why we asked Kelly to get town council to,
But
Take a look at
he's only saying we can approve it.
Yeah.
I'm saying we shouldn't approve it because we're rewarding a man who's violating rules.
No, we're not.
Of course we are. Phillips benefits from this.
We're ready for a-
Phillips is under- I mean, we didn't.
Ready for a vote?
We didn't start to go after Phillips until recently. So, I mean, I think, and he's out of the equation. This gentleman is the one that's here now, and I think this is the one we have to, and I can't see penalizing.
I've made my point. I know how I'm going to vote. I haven't been able to persuade you. I know how you're going to vote. Let's conclude our business.
any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Opposed?
Abstain? Congratulations.
Thank you.
Passed 3-1.
Thank you, everyone. I can see where you're coming from, but please don't blame me for
You got,
transpired, but you have to understand is that there's more.
nobody's blaming you. You're the good guy in this.
Yeah, but the thing is what you don't understand is,
The hearing's out.
I run my business, like, I treat everything the same way as it's my.
There's the
own.
approved plan.
So the thing is, if you think that I want rubbish up there, you're sorely mistaken.
No, I know you don't.
So
I'm
there's
with you.
There was more chance of it getting cleaned up with me being there than me not being there.
Understood.
I know his timetable and I know for the fact that
This
he
was
wants to
not
get out of it. So it has to be cleaned up sooner, because I've told him that if it's not cleaned up, I'm
That was
gonna
mine.
look for somewhere else.
You can have it.
He is not gonna find buyers that easily. So I just want you to be rest assured, if I do buy it, everything will be cleaned up. I can guarantee you that.
I believe you.
All right?
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks,
Have a good night.
everyone. Oh, thank you.
We have a voluntary merger from Benjamin Phillips at Meadow Drive Oh, this one, yes. Voluntary merger for lots. Somewhere to say here, 67-7, 67-8, 67-9, and 67-10.
Yeah, that's because the end of the road never got built.
Yeah, right, taking the, that's,
But
Yeah,
the road got built partway through 676, and
Selectmen
he's
will be-
buying the rest of it.
yeah, that's going, it's off of Hatfield and,
Yeah,
Yep.
the selectmen will be hearing the rest of that after they've worked.
yep.
And there's,
Move the hammerheads. Well, it's more like a cul-de-sac, isn't it, more than a hammerhead?
Yeah,
Used to be.
Benji met him out there.
Where are the lots?
It stopped, right, I think the pavement stops right there now.
Yeah,
Where the-
right by about where the
Three lots?
property line.
It's 67.7, I think.
7,
7?
8, 9, and 10.
So
Yeah, it stops right there by,
right before 67.6 and 67.7.
yeah, I was gonna say halfway between 67.6 and the line marking 67.
Yeah, this is
Craney Hill?
4 lots,
No,
Hatfield.
it's off of Hatfield.
So
This is
he'll-
Reservoir?
So
No.
he's gonna have his
It's,
frontage on
Sanborn's Lumber's down
67.10.
Hatfield Road, runs out
Is
towards Hopkinton.
Is Hatfield the one that Sanborn is on?
No, it's his on the Loop Road, this is the one that goes to
Hopkinton,
Hopkinton.
yep.
Comes up by the Cracker Barrel.
No, Hatfield comes out by the golf course.
Yeah, Dustin Golf Course.
Dustin Golf Course.
Yes.
Boyce Road comes out by
Is-
Cracker Barrel.
And Meadow Drive throughout its entire length is a town road?
It's only built a year.
No, but is the rest of it town road or
The
not?
subdivision was approved to be a town road, but it was never built.
There's never been.
I see.
is there a hammerhead now?
It looks as though there's a circle, but I don't know.
no,
There's a makeshift one, but he met with Benji out there and they're the correct one.
I think it got pretty steep when you go up there. I don't think you can meet grade.
Yep.
Got 80% frontage off
Yeah.
lot 10.
Either way, there's no zoning violations with the merger, that's really all we care about.
Yep.
Any mortgages we need to worry about?
No, there is no mortgages.
What's the impact, the tax impact of the merger?
It doesn't matter, but it's gonna be less. Tax will be less. You're not
Well,
taxing on one
it'll-
Probably
thing.
only, it's probably only current use now. He's got well over 10
That's true.
acres, 8,
Yep.
10, 5,
He doesn't have to
7.
take it out of current use until he builds, and he's building on 67.7.
Yeah. So it's probably still in current
And
use.
that's 8 acres there, but the rest of it across is 10,
Right, but I think the rest of it kind of slopes down.
15. And
I thought I signed this someplace.
No, you just approve it,
I don't sign anymore?
after I type it up.
I don't recall ever having a four-lot
There's one that
merger.
I type up.
Do you?
after
No,
approve,
usually
the
it's
that
one or
gets
two.
removed.
Yeah, usually it's two.
2, maybe sometimes once in a while, 3, but
Yeah.
not 4.
it's all one big lot to begin
The
with,
chief
now he's
used to have
merging
those ready for
part
you?
of it back.
Yeah,
At the time of the meeting?
Actually,
doesn't matter.
Daniels Lake, they merged a bunch of a few around there when they did that new
Yeah,
subdivision.
I've only done one of these.
Fitzgerald did.
Oh,
Old Town Road and stuff.
yeah.
Wayne Drive and
Yeah,
all those
that's
little
it.
spur roads in there.
Yes, please.
I move we approve the application of Brian Nichols for a voluntary merger of lots 67.8, 7.8.9, and .10 off Meadow Drive.
Do you have a second?
Second.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstained? Well, I threw mine away already. You want them back?
Well, I don't need
Back
them.
to the wood.
It saves, but I recycle in that one, I don't know if they recycle.
Just recycling, so you see a bright colored copy.
We have minutes from February 13th and 27th. Should we do them now or wait for our Madam Secretary?
Courtney?
Yes, Courtney.
It was probably wait for Courtney so she can
Okay, that's what I kind of thought too.
address them properly.
I think,
I didn't get who made the motion.
Kirk made the
Neil made it.
motion, seconded by Meany.
Thank you.
I'll give you my notes.
Yeah, I'll swap you. You give me
Next
notes and I'll
month, next
give you
meeting.
back for next meeting. That is my yellow pad in it.
Next meeting. We want to talk about subdivision regulations now? No, I didn't
February
think so.
27th minutes, you might want to hang on to those.
What are we hanging on to?
Please keep
No,
passing
I
them out
can,
tonight.
you can
February
table
27th
that.
minutes.
So it's-
Yeah, I've got a couple of zoning ordinances we'll talk about sometime too. Might want to remind me, please.
Cause
that
our
yours?
next meeting, we only have one.
Oh, that's
So-
it?
Yeah,
February
so we can do
27th.
So I have to dress up like a surveyor?
Yeah. Do you have a top coat and a hat?
Wasn't that last one?
No.
Last meeting.
I have a tie. 3.
Yeah, we're all.
Well, you only need to wear one.
Really? Before that, I thought Frank was in. He had a surgery.
Yeah, that's right.
Is that a motion you made?
You're right.
No, you don't make that motion, do you?
What's that?
Oh, you have minutes to change?
No, I'm just looking at the ones from the 27th. They're a draft, but we haven't discussed them, so.
But without Courtney, I thought we'd wait.
We wait, so, yeah, I just
So
noticed.
Jack made a motion to adjourn?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I knew that, okay. Bruce seconded? Yep, I knew that. In favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained?
Good night.
Good night. Yes.
You have to turn it off.